Buongiorno, everyone. I'm back. I'm here for now. Anyways, for now. All right. How you doing, Keg? You all right, mate?
Aye, not bad, mate. I think I'm missing the Guinness sponsorship over here, like.
I haven't sealed the deal just yet. Like, I seen that picture of I seen the picture of Ashley out there in the Gulf and Lake that was posted the other day. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Ashley with some shake over here, right?
Oh, get him fund.
So get him fun. Get him telt. I'll do a big hugs. I'll approach him in the street.
Push him in the Riviera.
But we're here for the live watch along. I'll be jumping in and out because I'm in an Irish bar at the minute. Obviously, I'm still having a bit of a nightmare sorting out my accommodation over here, so I'm not quite settled yet. But Keg will be taking the reins through kick-off, and I'll jump in when there's goals. I'll jump in at half-time. I'll jump in throughout, don't worry, but we'll have some guests along the way as well. Welcome to the watch along. Got Man United away in about 7 minutes' time. Keg, team news. Let's run through it. It's along the bottom there. We'll start off with Carl Darlow because for me, when's Martin Rafka going to come back? He's came out this week and he said he's unhappy at the amount of time that he spent on the bench. No shit, I'm not surprised. So when's he coming back? Wolves. Surely he's got to come back for Wolves, hasn't he?
I'd have thought so. I said that the other day. I think Darlow maybe he's played his last game against Man United and bring Dubravka back in for Wolves. Like, it would be good to see Dubravka in today, though. I think we could have really done with Dubravka today against Man United. Like, obviously, that's where he made his debut, like, completely out of the blue. No one had ever heard of him before. It was a bit of a weird signing at the time because we already had, like, 3 keepers. Like, it was another kind of situation where we've got players that we don't need, like, players in a different position. It's like, we've got 3 goalkeepers. Like, fuck, we're signing another one. Then he came in, made his debut. Class. I haven't looked back. He's been number 1 since. So, but I do think it's time. Like, I don't think Darlow deserves drops, but we do need to go for our best option going forward, and I do think that's still Dubravka.
I think maybe he's probably looked at it and thought maybe we're going to concede 2 or 3 tonight, regardless if it's Darlow or Dubravka. So maybe put him in at Wolves where he can keep a clean sheet, where he can make a staker for it. Like, whereas at right back, obviously, there's not much option other than Emil Kraft, is there, to start?
No, only one. It's mad because we had 4 available wing backs about a month ago, and now we're down to only 1 option. Kraft didn't do great against Chelsea, but you know, like, we're not going to make drastic changes if we haven't got the personnel. Then we simply haven't got it. Like, it's pointless sticking like a Murphy in there or Isaac Hayden or someone if we don't really need to. So, you know, just got to persevere.
Thing is, now, did you see Yedlin's assist last night for Galatasaray?
I didn't know. I haven't.
Oh, unbelievable, mate. It was like a 60-yard straight pass.
Fucking
guy runs onto it into the box, buries it. Where was seeing that, Yedlin? Well, to be fair, he's had no one to make the run to get onto, to be fair. Like, so he's had no one to find with them passes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I see everyone in the comments there cracking on about Julian, so we'll obviously get onto him soon.
Yeah.
At the back it's a pretty much unchanged team, isn't it, from the last game, apart from Gale for Julian.
Yeah, exact same team, like, which I thoroughly expected. Like, at centre backs, we haven't got more personnel available. Like, Fernandez still isn't fit, unfortunately. Shaw's
going to be by the way.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Ian Man Fernandez.
Right. So Fernandez and Shaw aren't available, so they're obviously going to be the only 2. Jamal Lewis, only available left back in the squad, has been all season. Then the midfield 3 don't really deserve drops. The only one who I think could have played instead of any one of them, probably Shelvey, would be Matty Longstaff, who isn't even on the bench today. The United Slayer doesn't even get a spot on the bench. So Sean is, though. We've got Sean Longstaff on the bench if we need a big impact.
I didn't get that. Like, I can't believe Matty's not on the bench. Like, we know how well he did at Man United every time he plays Man United, we know how well he does, but we know how well he did it last year at Old Trafford, inject it. And then we know what he can come up against and why he was crying out for a loan move. Oh, no, Matt, you can't go out on loan, but you can't even get on the bench.
You know, makes no sense at all.
And then good old Jeffrey.
3 games in December where he was actually class, like the Liverpool game. And afterwards against like Leicester, like, he's fucking good in them games. Like, why just bring him in for 3 games randomly, completely out of the blue? Hasn't played a game in almost a year. Plays 3 games off the belt against 3 of the top teams in the league, and then we'll just never see you again.
Chucked him
going on his head.
Chucked him right in the deep end. Performed well against the best sides in the league. He dropped again, mate. Sorry, but here's Jeffrey. Jeffrey's fresh from a suspension. You can come on the bench, Henrik. Because you've been class every game.
some
Unbelievable.
going on behind the scenes, like how Jeff Hendrick gets game after game and Matty can't even get on the bench.
Some dodgy contract situation going on there. But we've
I'm
got
pleased we brought Joe Willock to keep fucking Hendrick off the starting 11. Take that out all day long.
Looking for another good performance from Joe, to be fair. Like, obviously scored in his debut, nearly scored against Chelsea the other week. He probably had one of our best chances, that glancing header. That was well saved by Kepa. But then tonight we need him to do well. We need a big game from Shelby. I mean, you look across the line there, like we say, Kraft, Lascelles, Clark, Lewis, Shelby, Hayden and Willock, that middle three again. That seems to be the one that Bruce is leaning towards the end of the season now. Then St. Maximin, thankfully, starts.
Yep.
And so does Almiron in that pocket again. But the big one, the big discussion tonight is obviously Joe Linton getting the start. Not only just ahead of Dwight Gale, but again ahead of Ryan Fraser. Oh, every time Bruce says, I cannot play, I've never had the chance to play Fraser and St. Maximin together. Another chance missed. Another time he doesn't start Fraser and St. Maximin together.
Can't understand it. I really... I'm fucking done with... Well, they've got Shola on the bench.
Who?
Shola Shoretier. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but Man United's got a Shola.
Is he like a 17-year-old or something, is he?
Must be, I fucking know. He's number 74 or something, so I guess so.
I see someone mentioned that there's an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old in Man United's squad, like.
Oh, that Ahmad Traore or something.
Aye.
Ahmad Diallo. Aye. But the Fraser Joe Linton situation, nah, I don't know. I really don't know where Bruce's head is. Again, whoever knows what Steve Bruce is thinking, he just... I'm lost for words. I don't even know what to say about him anymore. He's just an absolute fucking moron. He just said a few weeks ago, for some reason or another, due to fitness, COVID, injuries, blah, blah, I haven't been able to play them together. Mate, literally the last, 6 games, they've both been fit, they've both been available. Why aren't they playing? I don't understand. I have a clue.
You kind of keep on... Again, it's just why instead of even... You play Gale against Chelsea and he comes out during the week and he's like, oh, well, I thought Gale did all right. You know, he's getting back to fitness. We're doing it for a goal. Dropped for Joe Linton. Even like the Andy Carroll option, he's going to... Andy Carroll or Dwight Gale, and especially Fraser, are going to offer you a lot more than Joe Linton's going to offer you, man.
No, without a doubt. Like, it's just fucking bizarre, but welcome to the world of Steve Bruce. Like, he didn't even anymore. Literally lost trying to explain Joe Linton starts ahead of Fraser and why Hendrick gets more games than Matty Long. That's like no reason for us. Like, how am I meant to comment on that situation? It just doesn't make any sense. I can't put any logic to it at all.
Well, the first half's underway here in Dubai. I don't know what minute you're on, Keg, what stream you're doing.
About 5 seconds behind, but it's kicking off now.
Happy days, I'm ahead for a change.
I know, how the fuck's that happened?
This is why I'm just going to come to the bars every week, right? Because back in the apartment, it was a nightmare. But now, obviously, I kind of go to the bars when it's the 8 o'clock kickoffs for this month anyway, because they close at 1 a.m. So I can just about catch this game because it kicks off at 11 here. It'll finish at 1, it'll finish when the bar closes. So obviously, 8 o'clock games kicking off at midnight. I'll be able to watch the first half and I get kicked out.
Yeah, spot on. This 7 o'clock one, it's a bit of a weird time, like, to be honest. I don't really know what's going on with the 7 o'clock games. Not used to this.
Is there a one on after us on that?
Nah, it'll be way too late, that.
Oh, aye, over your time, it'll be 9-ish. I woke up to the good news that Fulham won last night. That was good, because obviously that was about... I don't know. I think they kicked off about 10 o'clock my time last night, so it wouldn't have finished at midnight. I think I fell asleep about 11-ish. So obviously I woke up, seen the score, absolutely devastating. You look at that league table now, you see the points.
3 points.
The gap closing in, 3 points. We said it ages ago, though, and everyone was like, oh, it's all doom and gloom. What you saying that for, ifs and buts? It's called realism. Like, do you know, you've seen it coming a mile off. And when you look at Fulham's form, when you look at the way Parker set his team up to play and the stuff he comes out of these press conferences, utterly opposite to what Steve Bruce comes out with.
Yeah. Like earlier in the season, I thought we'd be good enough. I thought we'd be good enough to stay up. I thought it would be the same case as last season. Obviously, last season wasn't great. It was fucking shit, if anything. But we chugged along, got a few decent results, finished 13th. That's pretty much as good as any Steve Bruce team can finish. So well done to you. You fucking got rid of 13th. Whoop-de-doo. But then
loads of fluky last-minute results now.
Like for most of this season, it looked like it was just going to be more of the same. Like when we got that draw against Tottenham, like a few other results, beating West Ham, Everton, Burnley. It's like we're gonna do enough to stay up. Quite simple. And then like the teams at the bottom, like the Fulham, Sheffield United, West Brom, even the others like Brighton, we looked better than them. So I wasn't worried about relegation. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is a bad team. We're going to get relegated. We can get suckered in." I was like, "Nah, I doubt it." But the form throughout December and January, absolutely. And then look where we are now, only 3 points clear. Like we've just gone down and down and down. And right now, relegation is a real serious possibility because the others are picking up form. We haven't got any form. Like Fulham are playing class. It took Scott Parker a while to get his identity sorted, but he has now, and they're playing really well. Even like sort of Burnley, West Brom here and there picking up a few points, but Burnley and Brighton are pulling away now.
Especially Burnley, aye. And you know what? I watched the last couple of Burnley games, and obviously Burnley beat Fulham, and I seen bits the other day that they played, and they are so poor, man. For Burnley to be above us in the table is absolutely criminal.
Always have been. Like they're just like Dyche is just a bit of a Brucey. Like you just put a Brexit football. Like everyone does well, just scrapes a few results out. Did you say that 10 of 11 players yesterday were all English?
Brexit means Brexit. That's what Dyche is for. Like
I think Matt Vidra was the only foreigner playing. Like literally everyone else, not even from Ireland or Scotland, everyone was English. 3 lines.
Not one of them seen a cap. Oh, shot here for Newcastle. Tipped over the bar, you know. By De Gea.
It's a short corner, isn't it? Shelby whips it in. Oh, Shelby fucking slices it. Oh, fucking hell. That Joe?
Early moments there. Joe Linton had a chance before now and he fell over in the box.
Alright, Joey's on fire. Starting well.
Point to prove.
Wait,
to be fair, remember when we went to Old Trafford and Muto looked class?
And
he scored and he looked mint. And Kennedy, aye. I call him Newcastle 4.5 minutes in.
Today because he's not playing as a central forward. He's playing outside on the right instead of the left, so which is where he should be more comfortable. Maybe on the left would be better to see him in, but he's not. So, yeah, like give him a shot. Hopefully he does well. Hopefully he can prove people wrong. But yeah, you're not really expecting miracles, are you?
So is that Miggy on the right there? Is it?
I'm not sure.
In the middle.
It looks like it. There he is now on the right wing. Nice. Looks like Miggy on the right. Joey forward. Joey's playing in the middle for absolutely no fucking reason. We're changing the shape again for absolutely no reason.
I'll be pissed off if Miggy's been pushed to the right because you know how well he's been playing scoring goals in that pocket.
No, exactly. Like that's why you should be playing there. Like if you've got your best striker in the squad in Callum Wilson playing right, and Almiron's doing well as a number 9, keep that shape. Bit of a mix up. I don't get why Miggy's been pushed out wide for Joe Linton to play down the middle. Like again, moving people away from there the best. Like Joe Linton is a left forward. If he's going to be given a chance, play him as a left forward. Miggy's been doing well down the middle, as we always know he is. He's a number 10 if anything. He's doing well in the false 9. Play to that strength. He's not trying to play either wing. Play Maxi on the right, Joey on the left, Miggy forward. Why is it so hard to understand? It's everyone pretty much playing where they should be playing. But no, just fucking hell, man.
You know, the scariest thing is about all this there. Like us there as fans, and a lot of social media can call what team should be playing.
Aye.
And then we said it months ago. We said it since Bruce came in. Really, that would be in the shit. Would be in a relegation battle. How can't Bruce as a manager see his best team, and how can't the owners see that the pressure and the threat of relegation is very real?
Aye.
That's what worries me. Like, where's the confidence from Charlie thinking, "Oh, this, especially this, everything's absolutely sound. There's no need to worry."
Well done, lads. Keep it up.
Especially the moment for me was the Brentford game when we got knocked out of the cup, and then what followed that was obviously the Sheffield United thing. He should have gone in that week. Yeah. That was the huge, the win already there. That was the huge alarm bells ringing.
Yeah.
And for now, I'm to still be here, and it's coming to what the war flags. have obviously created that new flag outside Sainsbury's Park that they posted on a couple of weeks ago. I think it was after the Brentford game or the Sheffield United game. Like, accolade, seal your fate. That's genuinely what's going to happen again.
Like we called this like about a year ago, didn't we? Like we fucking knew this would happen. Like how can we say something like the board can't? Like it's just like they're happy to get relegated. They're not that bothered. They are just like we get relegated. Sorry, it's like it's fucking not. Like who's the biggest moron at Newcastle at the minute? Because there seems to be a massive competition. It's like who can be the biggest dick.
It's a long list.
There's a very, very long list. There's a lot in competition.
We're surprised you're not near it either.
Go on,
I don't think Geordie Rick's even near that list, to be honest. That's how bad it is.
I know, Geordie Rick's doing the bottom.
So you outsider? Or have you got Charlie, Ashley, and Bruce, so all tied favourites at this point? Right, mate, but I'm going to drop out because I've got some food to finish here.
Right,
and, I'll come back in the next 20 minutes or so.
Hey, brother.
See you in a bit.
Right, ta-da, see you, man. Buongiorno, everyone. Just me and you for now. Keep it active in the comments. We'll see what you're saying. Going to try and get a few guests in momentarily. Just wait and see if anyone answers the phone. You know, it's a Sunday, slow day. People are just doing what they want. Be nice to get some response. But yeah, we're going. We're on now. We're into the 9th minute of play. Still 0-0. Been playing okay on that right-hand side. Miggy's been showing some pace, trying to get Joe Linton involved in the game. Oh, and Miggy's down. Spoke too soon. Looks like Miggy Almiron's injured. Hopefully he gets back up. It doesn't look too bad. He's just running around for no reason. All right, decent start. Miggy looking well. Good pressure so far. Miggy's all right. He's getting up, rubbing his hamstring a bit. Like, hopefully that's not too serious because we've got a few too many injuries at the minute. We don't need this. Like, oh, I've needed that all day. Probably gonna need a few more by the time this game finishes. Like, 23% possession in the open 10 minutes. Good start, Newcastle. Well done. We're closing them down though. Well done. Lindelof's under pressure at the back, having to play back to De Gea. Oh, De Gea puts it out to Joe Linton. Go on. Put them under pressure. That's what happens when you press. Shelvey shoots. Oh, that's horrendous. That's really, really bad from Shelvey, for fuck's sake. We do this all the time, you know. We very rarely press high, but when we do, we'll put teams under pressure. Like with the pace of Miggy and Smaxman, we can press really, really well. Like De Gea puts an awful ball out to Joe Linton on the edge of the box, puts it back across to John Joe Shelvey on the edge, and that effort. Fucking hell. Probably nearly went into the Etihad, that. But some stats coming up there. Man United's had no shots so far in the opening 10 minutes. No shots from Man United. We've had 3 and 1 on target, despite only having 23% possession. Like, they could be there for the taking. We haven't even discussed Man United's team yet, to be honest. I'll wait there. Just wait. Right, there we are. So we've got De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka right back, Lindelof and Maguire centre back. Luke Shaw has been having a great season at left back. Fred and Nemanja Matic comes back into the team, replacing Scott McTominay, who I think's out with an injury. I heard the other day that he was going to be a doubt. Man United have a free kick about 30 yards from goal. They can whip one in here. Bruno Fernandes, he's obviously the danger man playing in the hole. He's my captain for my fantasy team, to be honest. So, yeah. Hopefully he doesn't have that good of a game, though. Dan James comes in. Not sure who he's replacing there. Dan James basically coming in for Cavani. Martial's playing up top with Rashford on the other side. So, Dan James and Matic, man. Lindelof, we spoke with a few Man United fans during the week. Mr. Aaron United and Saeed from United Central might be coming on after the game as well. I know Saeed probably is. Not too sure about Aaron yet. Yeah, so we'll get their thoughts at the end of the game. But yeah, they're not really concerned about ball in Darlow's hands. They're not really too happy about Lindelof at the minute. I think they'd rather have seen Bai's a strong physical centre back. Could maybe deal with the pace of Almiron and Samaxman a little bit more than what Lindelof could. So we need to run at him like we did before. He was on the ball in his own box there. Almiron pressured him and he shit his pants, had to turn back, give it to De Gea. De Gea flapped. It's back there now to Maguire. Maguire passes it back to De Gea. Almiron's causing havoc at the back line. Like that high press is doing him well. Bonjour, Gav. How are we doing? That's a good debate, that. I was thinking this the other day when we were talking to Mr. Aaron United when we got relegated first time and Michael Owen left and went to Man United. I was thinking, if we get relegated now, who will leave? Probably quite a few. Like, we've still got a lot of dead wood, but like this team shouldn't even be getting relegated. It's the same as when we went down under McLaren. Like, the team we had, like, Mitrovic. We still had Lascelles and Shelvey. We had Andros Townsend, Jose Perez, Mbemba was there, Yangambiwa. Fucking hell, man. We had such a good team. Yamat was a part of that team. Should never have gone down. This team is too good to get relegated. So hopefully, I'd like to keep most of them. Yeah, not everyone, but like even the ones that we don't like the scapegoats, really, as soon as the lineup comes out, who are people complaining about? Joelinton, Hendrick, and Kraft. They're the main ones people don't like, along with maybe Sean Longstaff, a smattering of others. Well, in the Championship, they should be good, man. I think we could definitely get promoted to Sissoko as well. And Genie Wijnaldum. Genie, Sissoko. What a team that was, man. We should never have got relegated like that. This team is too good to get relegated, but it's happened in the past. Better teams have probably got relegated, but I'd like to keep a hold of them. Maybe Callum Wilson, he would probably definitely go. He just got relegated with Bournemouth and wanted to be back so he could get into the England team. It'll just be deja vu, be the same situation. He'll not want to play in the Championship. Smacksman won't either. I think Miggy's too good. He's constantly linked with the likes of Atletico Madrid. Like, if we could keep any of them, though, like when we first went down, we kept most of them. We just got rid of the deadwood, the dickheads that didn't want to be here, like Mike Alone, Damien Duff. We still had Barton, Nolan, Colaccini, Jonas Gutierrez, young Andy Carroll was coming through. We had Shola Miobi in the Championship, who was class. You know, like, oh, fucking hell. If we can keep hold of any of our players now, if we get relegated, I think we'll still have a class team, but hopefully we can build on. Like when we went down, when Rafa was there, he had a budget to get us back promoted, and he used it well. He bought a lot of good Championship players to get us promoted, the likes of like Richie, Gale, Kieran Clark came in that season, Grant Hanley. It was actually a decent sign at the time, but he's a bit of a piss take now. Like, we can definitely get, if we get relegated, I know everyone's saying, like, we won't come back up, and under the regime, I get it. Not with Steve Bruce, probably not with Mike Ashley, unless he gives them the kind of budget that he gave Rafa to build a good Championship team. But I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to get into this debate getting relegated, because it's just so fucking depressing. We need to just do it. We need to do it on our own merit. We don't want to do it because there's going to be three worse teams. I think that's a shit way of looking at it. It's like relying on Fulham to lose points. Like, we should do it on our own merit. Get the points that we need. That's a good ball in. Miggy Almiron's in behind, gets a ball in. Yeah, deals with it. Thanks, Jake. Let's get the likes in. Lovenkrands as well. Fucking hell, yes. He was a class. Nah, that's a massive shout. If Maxi, Miggy and Wilson stay, that team can win the Championship. No problem. Not even worry about playoffs. Don't even worry about getting promoted. Second position, automatic. I said that first time we got relegated, to be fair. Like, everyone was saying, like, oh, I just want to get promoted again. I just hope we'll get back up. I was thinking, nah, this team is way too good not to win the league. Obviously, I'll be happy if we get promoted. If we finish second, great. But I was like, there's no reason why we can't win the league with this team. And thankfully we did. I think it would be the same with this exact same team. If everyone stayed, we could win the Championship, no problem. It's just the managerial situation, obviously. I'd rather take Chris Hughton right now than Steve Bruce. He was good play by there. Miggy turned around, gets a 1-2 with Joelinton. Joe Kinnear's got a better win rate than Steve Bruce. That's lifting. Darryl Murphy, who's another one. How are you, lads? Almost 18 minutes played. Danny Simpson as well. Jason Kent. Shout out Jason Kent. Danny Simpson, he was class for in the championship. Matty's not on the bench. Unfortunately, Sean is. I'll put the bench on there. Got balls in. Yeah, Dubravka, Dummett, Ritchie, Murphy, Sean Longstaff, Hendricks back after his suspension, Fraser, who probably should be in the starting lineup, Gale and Carroll. What changes would you like to make in the first half, at half-time or before? If we need any more changes, who do you want to see brought on? Minus the obvious one, Fraser for Joelinton, of course. James gets a ball in there, handled by Darlow. 100%. I think we're all the same. Here's Big Renty back. A lot of criticism for Shelby at the minute. Aye, how we doing?
Aye, good, mate, good. Just finished that scrum there. Seen you were by yourself, so you know, jumping in, can't leave a brother stranded.
Cheers, man. I think Pasty Guy might be joining in soon.
Oh, Pasty Guy, special guest.
He's just finishing his scrum now. A lot of criticism for Shelby in the comments. How have you been rating his performance so far?
Well, he seems to be struggling with the pitch, like. I don't know what's going on with his boots, but he seems to be slipping and sliding and his usual lazy self.
He's not slipping. He's going to be us.
He just wanders about as if no one else is there. That's what bothers us about Shelby. He's like, I don't need to mark anyone. I haven't got a clue what's going on with me. Like, I'll just do my own thing. Look at him, miles away there.
And,
edge of the box, knee one on him, shoots, flatted.
I wonder what goes through his head during games because he just probably just drifts in and out, like, doesn't he?
I just think he's probably like me in science class. He just proper daydreams.
Oh, fair enough. He's like got like the chiming monkeys just fucking smashing on him.
Chiming monkeys. We're 20 minutes in though, it's 0-0, so I'll take it.
That'll take a point like against Man United at Old Trafford, definitely.
Definitely would, like, aye.
When you're in a relegation battle, you want 3. You want to try and put the gap in, but you know, when you're at Old Trafford, the point is definitely more than welcome.
I remember I seen they were showing things before the game here on BN Sports in this bar, and they were showing like our only win in 34 years. They said it was 2013 when Kabay scored.
I seen that just before the game kicked off, and now like it was like 38 games or something. We've only won 1 game at Old Trafford. Is that right?
1 in 34, eh? How bad it is.
I didn't think that was that bad. Like I thought we'd won a few like back in like the Bobby Robson days and that.
I think them ones were just at St James's. I think that's just at Old Trafford. I think.
Yeah, it's weird that like no. Can he start?
Can he start? You're my United fan.
I wouldn't really be worried. Like
it was funny because this Irish bar, and now you meant to have like a reservation, but obviously I came in with a Newcastle top. He was like, he pretended that I had a table booked instead of this couple because he wanted to see me get smashed because he's a Man United fan. So he was like, I'll sort it with a good team in front of the TV, lad, because I want to see you cry. I was like, oh, cheers, mate.
No worries. Any hospitality?
Guess where he's from, though? Not from Manchester, that's where.
Oh, aye. Where's he from? Dubai?
He's actually from London, but may as well be from here.
It's funny that, like, not having a Mancunian accent.
Yeah, nah.
Weird.
My on the attack here in the box, blocked again. seen there was a bit of a nasty challenge before, wasn't it, from Shaw on Craft?
Aye, it was a bit. I think Miggy was done before, and I was worried about that one. He looked like in pain when he was on the deck.
Aye.
Didn't need that, like fucking hell. Can you imagine if we lose any more of our forwards?
Especially Almiron, who at the minute obviously been on fire.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's down the middle now as well, Almiron, whereas Joey's on the right now, isn't he? He's breaking forward, yeah. Almiron, he's away from Lindelof in the box. Oh, he loses it.
It does look more lined up like Joey on the right with Miggy down the middle. Does well with that pace against Lindelof. He can do that all day long.
All day, baby.
That's just why the likes of Fred and Match are there. Like, they're the concern for getting through. I think, like in pace with Joey and Maxi, Miggy and Maxi, we can fucking absolutely run rings around Lindelof and Maguire. But it's like, what a tackle there by Shelby. And Fred and Match getting back to help defend is going to help them out.
Well, Owen, to answer that question, I have no idea, mate, because the flight back was booked for the 2nd of March. I've been here 3 weeks now, 3 weeks tomorrow, and the flight got cancelled yesterday. It got rearranged for the 9th of May, I think it was, 5th of May. So that's good. that might be when they're planning on doing direct flights back. Obviously, I know people that have been here at the minute are getting indirect flights back. Like, obviously, people are flying to Egypt and Amsterdam and stuff to get back home. But obviously, at the minute, they've got the hotel quarantine rules. We have to spend 10 days in a London airport hotel and pay $2,000 for it. So
sounds good.
No rush at the minute. No rush at the minute, to be honest. But probably maybe about a month. I don't know. Maybe end of March. Could be longer though. Could be longer. Don't know at this point.
We'll see.
Is Boris announced his little lockdown roadmap thing yet? Like, or what?
Meant to be tomorrow.
Oh, it's you won't think it's Monday the day. Tomorrow, innit?
You on that time difference, are you?
Pretty well. Mate, it's nearly midnight, yeah, you know. It's nearly Monday, yeah. To be fair, right? So.
I will find out hopefully tomorrow what his plan is. Obviously, it's going to be a good plan. You know, Boris and them plans always work out well.
Oh, some good plan. Boris's plan's been taken at the minute.
Can't wait to hear the next one.
About as good as Newcastle's possession stats. Boris's plans.
It's as good as Steve Bruce's press conferences.
You know, same shit. Innit? Boris will come out tomorrow and see the same stuff he said last March. Honestly, James.
Going down though.
Honestly, James, I have never seen so many nice birds in my life. It's like a Miss World out here. It's unbelievable.
As good as Budapest.
Mate, that honestly, I swear down. I've never known anything. I've never known anything like it. It's unbelievable. It might just be because everyone's coming from all over the world at the minute because there's nothing else to do anywhere else. But it's unbelievable. Budapest has obviously got its locals, you know what I mean, local towns. But we've got the world town right here. You got all kinds.
International town.
Yeah, international. But Nick, the work hasn't even started yet. Delays due to visa and COVID and tests and stuff. So can't give you an update on that. Maybe I start work next week. Maybe I just continue spending loads of money in sitting on the beach. Who knows?
You got that option.
That's a good option. I've
yeah.
If only I had unlimited money, but you know what I mean. That's not the case.
Yeah,
everyone start.
Degrees the other day.
Click that join button, everyone, so I can stay in Dubai, will you?
Yeah, it's been 12 degrees the other day. It's been lovely.
Double figures, is it?
Oh, aye.
Oh, lovely that. Yeah, it was actually raining this morning. Yeah.
Was it? Anyway.
It rained for a good 10, 20 minutes or something, right? It's been a bit cloudy. It's been a bit cloudy the last couple of days, like.
Oh, less of that, like.
Nah, I need the sunshine to come out. I need to get the tan on.
We must be sunshine.
There's that young in there on the sidelines.
Shola.
Warming up. Shola, what's that? His first name is Shola as well, is it?
Yeah.
He was conceived and tucked up the head like.
To be fair, could have been. He looks so young, doesn't he? Jesus Christ, how old is he? I'm going to try and find out about young Shola.
Tell you now, his mother's from Ashton, and Shola had a really good Thursday night at one time.
Oh yeah, we've all been there, baby.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
There we go. Shola Shorty.
Is that his name? That's a tremendous name.
He's just turned 17. Fucking hell.
I couldn't even speak when I was 17 and he's on the sidelines for My United.
Is the name Shaw? Sharetta? Can't pronounce his surname, but just call him Shaw.
I will call him Shola. My United on the attack. Yeah, it's in the box, right hand side. Is that James? Good tackle by Lewis. Are you ahead of me, by the way, Keg? I'm on 27:40.
No, I'm about 10 seconds behind.
This is a nice change of events, I like it.
I've just had a bit of buffer and action going on there now.
I was about 10 minutes behind at the Chelsea watch-along. Because a lot of people were saying that Man United were hit by a bit of a COVID outbreak, weren't they? And the build-up, but it turns out it was just the coaches. It was not to do with it. No players were affected.
Yeah.
Got Nicky Butt on the sidelines for Man United tonight.
I've seen him there before, right? Ex-Toon legend.
Nicky Butt on the sidelines.
I'm looking at that bench, and it's actually good. They've only got 2 young'uns on that shoulder, and the other one who was the big money signing from Atlanta, Amad Diallo. Everyone else other than them are the main players. Like, you've got Juan Mata, Dean Henderson, Mason Greenwood, there's Diallo and Shola, and there's Eric Bailly, Alex Tellez, Brandon Williams, and Axel Tuanzebe. So, it's a good bench other than the youngsters.
Juan Mata loves the game against the Toon as well. Always scores against us.
Remember, you put that bet on the comeback. Like, as soon as Juan Mata got that free kick, you were going to come back here.
Unfortunately, that came in. I mean, it was good for a little bit. Then you realised that £80 would rather just had a result.
I'd rather have had £3. 3 points.
3 points. 1 point, to be fair. 1 point would have been good.
Fucking Alexis Sanchez.
1-0 Man U. 1-0 Man U. Rashford.
Alex.
He does.
Kraft.
Yeah, does Kraft. Fires it in the bottom corner. Dollar's got no chance.
Oh, it's a good finish, but fucking hell.
It's a typical Rashford goal, isn't it?
Yeah. Kraft is
kind of every week.
He's going to get loads of stick for that Crafter now, but, like, what can you do against that pace? Good shot now. Maybe could Dollar have done better? You never know. Like, it was a good goal, to be fair.
Just watching the replay, Rashford away from Kraft. Beats him once, gets into the box. Kraft comes back, beats him again. I don't know. Like, it is still a bit of a distance where you'd maybe expect Dollar to do a bit better. I'm not sure how much velocity was behind the shot from Rashford. I think Dollar should do better there.
No, he should have, to be fair. Kraft just got done all ends up.
Kraft's, Rashford with his pace, he's going to cause everyone problems, to be fair. But, I expect Dollar to get a stronger hand at that, to be fair. It's a good finish, though. It's a good goal.
Yeah, definitely. We'll bring Pasty Guy in now, see what he's got to say about Man United going 1-0 up.
Hello. You know what? I was just gonna praise us for actually starting well for a change, but there we're gone. But no, I guess we'll just start with the goal. Yeah, I agree with you. Dollar should do better. I mean, yeah. Well, first of all, Rashford against Kraft it's just. I mean,
no contest.
To be fair, Rashford hasn't had much joy down that side as of yet, but until now. But yeah, Dollar. I mean, you'd expect De Gea to get beat at his near post like that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but no, but besides that, we've started all right. We've when they've had the ball, we've closed them down well in the right places, and problem is we just lack the goal scoring prowess to back it up, and that's going to be the case for the next 2 months.
Still
That's it. Like I've still got a while left of having to substitute Wilson. What did you make the night past you? That team where Joe Linton's obviously chosen ahead of Gale, ahead of Fraser, even ahead of Andy Carroll. For me, Joe Linton will be the bottom of that list, and Bruce puts him at the top of it.
Okay, where do you start with that? Okay, Bruce himself going on that he cannot start ASM and Fraser together. But what is? But has he played them together? Because I don't remember him doing that.
I think that was one. Was it maybe Everton or something? No, because Sir Maximin didn't start that game, did he?
No. Also, well, before we get to Joe Linton, let's praise Almon. He's had a really good game so far. I mean, he's just rapid. I mean, you know, Man United just haven't been able to keep up with him pace-wise. The problem is our players, especially Joe Linton, have struggled to keep up with him as well. But you know, Joe Linton's body language is a big problem because every time he misses out, his shoulders just slump. You know, that's a player who's. I mean, to be fair to him, I think he's been thrown under the bus tonight because he's not a striker, not a chance.
No, he's definitely not. No, like I was happy enough to see him get played as a right forward. That's where he played for Hoffenheim. Like, if he's going to get one chance, play him there, and if he fails again, then fair play. At least we know there's not there in there at all. He's definitely not a striker. So give him a go as a left-sided forward, and you know, like he's only got himself to prove. That's the one and only position. I would. He does really
well. Then if he's in Kraft in the box, corner at Newcastle.
But the problem with Joe Linton is he's had the best part of the year.
There, like holding off both Shaw and Matic there. That's what he's good at. That's why he's not a striker. He's good out wide, like holding up the play, linking it up, holding off. Like even Matic is strong. Shaw's a decent player. Held them both off there, no problem. Then a tiny little through ball. That's what he's got in the locker. Just don't say that enough, especially not as a striker.
Perfect there. Perfect ball through as well. Kraft wanted a bit better. Short corner, Shelby.
Ooh.
Back post.
Oh, what a save. Good save.
You're ahead of us,
Maxi there. Lovely shot from Maxi.
Oh, it is a nice shot by Maxi as well. Forced for another corner.
I mean, we're relying on moments of brilliance like that, aren't we?
Yeah,
to get us out of this.
No. Maximin's going to be our key player today. Like, we just need that pace. Like, Almiron's had a good game. Maxi's been quiet, to be fair. That's actually the first time I've seen him.
It is. Straight out to here as well. I think you should probably do better there, to be honest.
Yes!
Shut up, man, really.
Maxi! Yes!
It is as well. Get on that. Oh, there he is, Maxi. Look at dance floor. Making Old Trafford his dance floor there as well.
He would be one of our key players.
Get in. That was a shot and clearance, I think, by Maguire. Won it, Maxi on the volley.
What a strike it is.
Get in.
Just whack it.
Oh, you like that, do you? How do you feel with that, eh? Maxi's on his knees at Old Trafford.
Fucking get in there.
Yeah.
What a reply. I didn't even expect to see a goal tonight, so I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, very slapdash clearance from Maguire there.
Look, I finished by Maxi. 80 million. Side foot volley.
Ooh. Pick that out.
Side foot volley by St. Maximin. Side foot volley. Precision. Under the bar. He has got no chance.
Hey. Imagine being the club that paid 80 million for Harry Maguire. Could never be us.
I just 40 million for Joe Linton.
I was going to say it's on the same level.
True. Well, that's just as bad, to be fair.
That's a class finish. Have some of that, will you?
What a response by Newcastle.
Massive response. Needed that.
Nice.
Yeah, nice moment of brilliance there.
Brucey's mag staying up. What do you think about
that? Ooh. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying out just yet.
Pasty, yes or no right now, will Newcastle stay up?
Well, at the minute, if
yes or no,
if Fulham keep up the good form they've had, and if if we don't hold out well without Wilson, I don't think so. And I think, obviously, before we play Sheffield United and Fulham, which are our last 2 games, I think we've got like Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester, I think Man City, Tottenham in like successive games, which is going to be tough.
That this afternoon in United, to be fair. Like, listen to this. Like, our next, like, one of our run-ins, we've got West Ham, who's like 5th at the minute. Then
yeah, they're doing well.
West Ham, Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester, and Man City.
No points. 0 points
all
for them
in a row. And in the last 2 games of the season, after them, are Sheffield United and Fulham.
Ideally, we need to be clear by those last 2 for certain. If we're not, and especially by the last game of the season, it's going to be very nervy.
No, definitely.
I think honestly, I know for a fact it's going to be that Survival Sunday crap this year. I'm telling you, Survival Sunday this year, it's going to be
100%. Like them 2 games, Sheffield and Fulham. Jesus Christ, they're huge because I say the 5 games prior to that, there's no point there.
Same actually the Bucks in.
If you look at Sheffield United yesterday, they're just as bad to watch as us.
No, they're not a good team.
Sheffield United have gone like even West Brom. I thought the West Brom should have beat Burnley yesterday. The amount of chances they had, even with 10 men, wasted so many chances. They just haven't got that instinct. Even against Man United, that Young should have had a hat-trick.
He just got like 2 minutes in, didn't he? Early goal.
He missed about 2 or 3 big chances. But I think if our fixtures there you just listed, Keg, for me, I cannot see any points against some of them. Like
no. Maybe
Wolves is a must win. Maybe, but they were impressive again today, weren't they? Jesse Lingard just on fire. What's going on with Jesse Lingard?
He's turned to a world beater since he's left Man United.
No, we were proving him, and people were saying, "Nah, he's shit. I wouldn't take Jesse Lingard." Like on that form, I'd take him.
Well,
you keep us up at this point.
To be fair, Bruce would have him playing left wing.
Nah, he'd be shit.
No, he'd be having him playing right wing back when he'd be doing up Jacob Murphy early on in the season. I'm trying to be right back into the craft.
Fucking hell, good effort by Fred there.
On target, safe for Darlow. Please, lads, 5 minutes left. Keep a hold of this. Go on at half-time level.
But you can see Man United do look like a side that have gone through a winless patch. Like,
well, I mean, Sheffield United beat them here. They should have been beaten against West Brom. They got a draw. Yeah. They were classed the other night in the Europa, but in the Premier League they've only won 1 and 4 or something. 1 and 5.
Drew 3-3 with Everton, 0-0 with Arsenal.
Right.
Mind to be fair, central midfielding of Matic and Fred, that doesn't get to be title challenges. No way.
No, and you've got to see when they were pushing for that title, when it looked like they'd be up there. Pogba and McTominay were so influential. Neither of them are playing tonight.
No, I never would have thought that. I'm happy that Scott McTominay's not playing but he's been fucking.
Michael Carrick's doing bits with McTominay in the training ground,
man. Has he had to self-isolate? Was he one of the coaches that had to self-isolate? Like,
Carrick was.
Yeah, thought so. Oh.
He didn't travel this Sociedad or Turin, wherever it was. We'll mind it with a corner. Get away.
I'm buzzing with that response. Like, they only had the lead for 6 minutes.
It was a good response, to be fair. We had a couple of chances before that. We had some good build-up play, a couple of corners. Decided to take them short.
Yeah, Graham Jones is doing wonders. New manager bounce is happening. I think that's the problem, isn't it? If we do sack Bruce, we're inevitably going to put him in for the end of the season. And then that new manager bounce has probably gone.
I mean, again, I think the only way Bruce might go is if we don't get anything to do and we get beat off Wolves. Or if he does it halfway through that really tough run of fixtures, which again, will probably be too late. And at that point, you do ask, like, who could realistically come in? Probably someone like Nigel Pearson or something.
No, probably.
Yeah, just anyone who can give a short-term bounce.
Because obviously, I posted that thing the other night. Inevitably, we got loads of stick for it, but I knew it would obviously get attention and would gather momentum. As obviously the links with Rafa come back, that was linked with the Sunday Times journalist that sent his podcast.
Mm.
You know, I wasn't confident. You know, I don't think Rafa will come back to Wigan or Ashley, but Mike Ashley should be on his knees at the minute trying to get him back, but he won't because you know what kind of bloke he is. But apparently the Chronicle have ruled that out, so if it's not Rafa, it's just going to be someone like that, innit?
Yeah, that boat sailed a long time ago.
One more then, please, mate. Thank you. Ordering another.
Where
boys.
you at? Where you at? Like Renty? Are you at one of the bars in Dubai?
Aye, mate. It's called McGettigan's. It's on Jumeirah Beach. It's in Dubai. Irish bar.
Can you having a good time there?
Aye, it's a good time, mate. Aye, the weather's been hasn't been great the last couple of days. I'm having a bit of a nightmare trying to get the work sorted and the apartment sorted, but it's all good. It's all good. Hopefully, we'll be worth it in the end.
I hope.
Yeah, I'm just glad I get away from lockdown because I was down loopy in lockdown anyway. Like, I'm sure everyone else is, to be fair, but I was losing the plot. Me, like, I'm just glad to get away.
Hopefully, Bojo sorts out them on.
I hope he does for you all, like, because it is lifting lockdown, like.
Yeah, especially when it's been for the best part of a year.
When you come out here and like everything's pretty much normal, to be fair, you can do what you want. Bars are open, restaurants are open, cinemas, malls, everything. Millions of people on the beach and that, like, it's just mad how things aren't still getting back normal in England. It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess they've had strict. They've kind of had like strict measures for like a very short time.
They smashed it over here because basically when it all broke out last March, they closed everything for 2 months. Like, how we didn't bring in masks and everything till late and social distance.
Oh, that was stupid.
In March, in 2 months in Dubai, in last March, you had to apply to leave the house. If you wanted to go to the supermarket, you had to apply for a permit.
Mm-hmm.
And you could leave the house only once a week. You could only go shopping once a week for half an hour. So you couldn't just nip out like you want to do, like we were doing in lockdown, the first one and that, like, every night as well. The like government were going around sanitising the streets and everything was super strict. Everywhere you go, still sometimes you get like your temperature checked and stuff when you go into malls, supermarkets and stuff to make sure you haven't got the symptoms and that. Just so sophisticated, so organised over here, not as shambles like our country.
Yeah.
It was coming up nearly a year since our last game, Renty, with West Brom away.
Mate, that's crazy, that, like, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was over a year since I went to that Arsenal game.
I seen you post that in your stories actually, the page about Arsenal away. That's nuts. That's been 1 year. Like, that was the last Premier League game I was at, I think. Or at least the away game, anyway.
Might have been right.
No. I just nowadays now, like on the TV here on the ball, they were showing before the game clips of like previous games against Man U, and it seems weird now seeing fans in the stadium, doesn't it? You know, when you see fans celebrating a goal, mental that. Like they showed the Kabay goal like from 2013. It was just like I remember football with fans.
Oh god, I was at that one, like.
Oh, class way.
It was sort of bedlam then, and at the end when it just dawned that we actually won there for the first time in like 40-odd years.
Right.
I mean, it's certainly something I'm never going to forget.
Well, me and Keg have been there the last couple of times, and we looked like we're going to win both times. We took the lead both times, especially when we got beat 3-2. Obviously, last year we ended up getting.
Oh, we should have won that one. We should have won that one.
And mad in the concourse. 2-0.
Oh. No, I've been there a few times. I mean, I think my first one. I think my first visit there was like a 1-1 draw. You know, the one where Denver Bar scored a penalty, which was like that was a dodgy one. Which obviously that was quite rare, given a dodgy penalty against Man United at Old Trafford under Fergie. Then having to have the last 10 minutes there with like 10 men, just getting bombarded, and then the next season. I went to that game where we led 3 times and lost 4-3 on one Boxing Day. That was mad as well.
I mean, I've seen some of the day now that they were saying like they're going to try and get fans back for the Euros in May. Like, I can't see how that's going to happen. Like, that's mad if it does. Hopefully it does. I've seen something where they're on about like you'd receive your ticket in a test together. So you have to have a COVID test with your Euro ticket and then take them to the ground. Well,
oh well, it's not a bad half there, but certainly better than any of us could have anticipated.
Especially after going 1-0 down, I thought that was pretty much game over. But nah, well done, good response. 6 minutes in, equaliser, a few chances in between.
I mean,
normally when we go 1-0 down to one of the big boys, it's just a matter of how many in it. But 1-1 at half time. I think obviously I said in a tweet the day I said I was optimistic we would maybe nick a 2-2, but realistically we're very going to get pumped. So far so good, I think. Like
definitely.
Good away performance.
Oh, yeah, obviously there's still time for them to wake up and whatnot, but so far they've looked like a side who are going through a bit of a slump.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that they just look lethargic and very predictable.
I think they're there for the taking, just the same as what Chelsea were. Mm-hmm. But with Chelsea, we just didn't go at them. Like their fans said, like with Saint-Maximin and Almiron, go at us with pace, likes of Christensen, Rudiger, and Azpilicueta. Not decent defenders, but no pace between them. Christensen's a bit shit. Same with Man United. Maguire and Lindelof have got nitty pace. Just fucking run at them. Don't be scared of them.
That's what
shown today. Almiron's had a really good game.
Ironically, that's what Southampton did to them at the weekend, and they got a result. And
my fear here is that we'll just go 2 negative at half time, and then Brucey just says, "Oh, keep it tight." We'll just go on and lose 2-1 or 3-1. That's my fear.
Oh God, you know what it is. I always fear the worst when he gets them in at half time, because it's the same happened with Pardew,
I fear half time under Steve Bruce.
It's the same under Pardew. We got them in at half time and then we just absolutely capitulate.
I'm going to be here till the end of the game, mate, so there's no rush. Like, but they're closing the checks, sir. Oh, you close the check. Okay, I'll come back for you. Okay.
Great. See you in a bit. I'm going to get another drink.
Right, no worries, mate. Catch you in a bit.
They're closing the checks at the bar for some reason. I don't know what. Hopefully not closing soon. I have to double check. But so I'll be back in 5 keg. I need to pay me bill.
No worries.
Right, see you in a bit. I'll be back in 5.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Right, buongiorno everyone. Let me see what you're saying in the comments. 3 down to 1, holding the fort again. Let us see. I'm going to put the bench up now. Let me know what you would like to do at half time. Any changes? Well, maybe not necessarily half time because we're doing okay, but into the second half. Hello, Callum Lewis. How are you doing, mate? We can definitely go at them. Let's say, like I was saying before, we just need to use pace. Run at Maguire and Lindelof. They're there for the taking. They're not that good, especially with pace. We can definitely get at them. So Maximin needs to get more on the game. I haven't really seen much of him other than the spell where he got the goal. He had a good effort, tipped over the bar for the corner that led to the goal. But with it, other than them couple of shots, I haven't really seen him at all in the game. So Maximin needs to get more on the game. Miggy just needs to keep doing what he's doing. I think Joe Litton's been all right. He's just, maybe he looks like he's struggling with an injury a bit. I don't know, but he's been linking up play well as he does what he's meant to be doing instead of trying to score fucking 10 goals a season, which he quite clearly can't do. Out wide, out on the left or the right, whichever side. He's good. Like that link-up play with Kraft, that's what he's good at. We just need to see him do more of it on a lot more regular basis, but obviously he's never played in the right position to do so. Sunderland's been taken over this week, but I wouldn't really worry too much about that because they're in League One. Long way to go by a fucking 23-year-old as well. No worries about that. Joe comes off at half-time. Who should come on? I think the only sensible answer there is Ryan Fraser. Owen says Fraser or Gale. One for Gale. Bruce's inspiring half-time team talk. Fuck it. Honestly, I get scared when we go into half-time. Unless we're winning 2-3-0. which is never. But even if we are winning 2-0, they can always come back. Like, I don't know what Steve Bruce does at halftime, but we usually come out worse in the second half up until the last 10 minutes where we chuck Carroll on, try and nick an equaliser. Sometimes works out. It's happened before. Usually it doesn't, though. Like, Andy Carroll, just lump them on, see what we can do, try and nick a point. But we can definitely go at them. Like, I lost my spot. Where was it? Let me scroll up. There we are. Bring Fraser on. Absolutely. I don't even know what that means, but no worries. Playing well tonight, Eric says, yes. Hello, Jonathan. How we doing? Good to see you, mate. What will someone bring to Newcastle? Probably not Sun or signings or takeovers or new managers. So it's going to be dead good. Like, can't wait for it. Decent first half. Shelby should come off. Shelby's done now. She just looked completely lost in the middle of the park as usual. Right, Joey's doing well, I think. I've got an opinion on Joe Linton. Just said it. I think he's doing well in a more preferred position, but just doesn't quite look right. Don't know if he's injured or not. I don't know. We'll have to see. Kraft's getting destroyed by Rashford. He is, like, to be fair. Bless him. Bless him. Hello, Bradley. Going to try and get another guest on shortly. He was trying to join in during the first half, but issues with the camera wouldn't allow him to get involved, so he's going to try again on a different format. Just so I'm not on my own, really. I quite enjoy the company, but I've got you a lot. Keep your comments coming in. We'll have a read through them. Craft is shit. Callum Lewis, my guy. How we doing? Graham's halftime team talk. That's what I'm hoping for. Fuck Steve Bruce. He can just go and cut the orange slices, break the Terry's open, dish the Ferrero Rocher around. Anyone want a Ferrero Rocher, lads? While you're waiting, get Graham Jones to do the team talk. 27% possession in the first half, but 6 chances to Man United's 5. Let's see what we've had on target. We've had 4. They've had 2. So we're dominating in that aspect, but 26% possession's so poor. The game's not won on possession. I couldn't really give a fuck about possession as long as the result's right. And here he is, big DP, Daniel Poole. How we doing, my friend?
Can you hear us?
Not very well. It's very echoey.
Yes, I'm on my laptop because for some reason my phone won't work.
Yeah, fair play. I did that last week, didn't I?
I've been using my tablet the last couple of weeks, but my tablet is not charged at all. So, yeah.
Right, 1-1 at half time. How do you feel that's going?
Well, I missed the first 15 or 16 minutes. Not that I feel like I missed too much, but I think we've played all right. Really, really poor defended by Emil Kraft.
He's getting a lot of stick in the comments, like.
Well, understandable, mate, because like Rashford has sent him for a hot dog. Like, it's piss poor defending, to be quite honest.
Even Werner had him on toast last week, to be fair, didn't he?
Well, to be honest, mate, this is exactly what happens when you sell. You know, like DeAndre Yedlin, for me, he took some stick, but he was half decent. He wasn't great, but he would do as a backup because Manquillo has been really good over the last 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
But you've got to plan for injuries. So Manquillo is out, and you've got to have backup. And the fact that, like, Emil Kraft, who again could not get a game for Ashton, like, he's starting against Man United, and he's got to mark someone like Marcus Rashford. So, like, what do you expect? But Darlow should definitely do better. He should not be.
He should have, like, yeah. I was looking at that, and I was trying to dissect it. I was thinking, Kraft, to be fair, like, he just got done. Like, he's not as quick as Marcus Rashford. It was good, quick feet. He done well. I looked at it, I was like, Darlow looked like he'd done all he really could have. It was a good effort at the near post, but when you've seen the replay, Kraft maybe could have done a little bit better, but I don't really blame him because he's like a fish out of water. Like, Marcus Rashford's clearly going to fucking make some open all day, but Darlow definitely should have done better than the post there. Like,
I absolutely think Kraft's at fault.
No.
Like, he should, like, I get what you're saying. Like if it was a running race, Rashford beat him hands down.
Aye.
But it's not as if the step-overs were like, you know, top
Prime
level
Ronaldo.
quality. They weren't fast. Like, I mean, they were too fast for me, but granted, I'm not a professional footballer. But as a professional footballer, you should be, especially when you know your opponent, and you know it's not the first time that we've played Man United since he's joined the club. He's now had 18 months of being at the club, watching the type of players we come up against, and he just gets done. He gets absolutely done. And I know it's easier said than done, but he needs to be better on the back foot there. But Darlow should absolutely not be beaten.
Aye. Time for Dubravka to come back against Wolves.
It's a weird one because obviously Darlow's been really good this season since Dubravka's been out. But ultimately, Dubravka's the number one goalkeeper.
He is the difference. I don't want to say Darlow dropped. He's deserved his spot this season, but especially now we're 100% in a relegation battle, you've got to go with your best players, and Dubravka definitely is, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of them where Darlow's he's done really well. Don't get us wrong, there's been moments, especially since Dubravka's been fit.
He's been a bit worried, isn't he?
It's almost as if he's looking over his shoulder, half expecting it. But for me, I think you've got to get Dubravka back in there. We've went from being 10 points above the relegation zone, a week, 10 days ago, to being really sucked back in there. You've got to get Dubravka back in, and the sooner we can get Callum Wilson fit, the better. Because I don't understand Joe Linton.
Well, especially over Fraser and all. Like, why is Fraser on the bench when Brucey was saying, like, oh, well, for one reason or another, we haven't had Sir Maximin and Fraser available at the same time due to COVID and injuries and fitness and blah, blah, blah. But they've both been fit. They've both been available for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Why aren't they playing together?
Because Brucey's full of shit.
He's brought attacks with his arsehole, doesn't he?
That's it. It was probably 5 or 6 weeks ago. He's like, we haven't had the chance to play the two together. Like, even up until that point, Maximin was like getting back to fitness, and he was still subbing Fraser off for him. Like, it's beyond me. It really is. But it's just so frustrating. It really is. Oh, what's that?
Shitty.
Shipsies.
Are you worried about Fulham? No, not that one.
What, Fulham last day of the season?
Hang on, well again.
I am
just seeing a comment where I can't see where it's gone, but the last 7 games of the season, we were talking about this before. We've got West Ham at home, who's about 5th in the league at the minute.
Yep.
After West Ham, it's Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester, and City.
Beat.
And then Sheffield United and Fulham.
Yeah. So we go into the last 2 games. Either A, we need to pick up enough points between now and the last 7 games so that we know we're safe, which, because Callum Wilson is out for 8 weeks, I think you can pretty much write that off.
Yeah.
I think, realistically, it's going down to the last 2 games, which is absolutely petrifying because we've been here before with the first relegation and the second relegation, to be fair. And you just know for a fact that Mitro is going to score that winning goal.
Written in the stars. Or Josh Madger.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me started on that little. It's scary times, and it's at the point now where whether Ashley wants to stay at the club or sell the club, surely he's got to recognise that he's got to protect his investment because, it's not looking good.
No.
How were you feeling about the current 1-1 draw?
I mean, it's a good half-time scoreline, to be fair. Like, just seeing the stats have come up before, it's like 26% possession. It's not great, but we've had more shots. I think we've had I can't remember what the score was. It was like 6-4 or something, and then we've had 4 shots on target to their 2. So we've got the numbers. I think we are looking good, but and I know games aren't won via possession, but when you say 26%, it's just fucking wanking us. you just got to play better than that, innit?
Like the old expression goes, like it doesn't really matter what. Hello, Pasty.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm not bad, not bad. Not a bad first 45 minutes, eh?
Yeah.
Mate, we've done okay. Wait, there's a bit of effort,
Yeah, I think that's the key thing, isn't it? Like Kegg's saying, we've only had 26% possession, but the rest of the games looked all right. And if you were to look at that on paper, 26% is really worrying.
Yeah.
But against Man United, fair enough. But
I think the key,
all right.
I think the difference is that when they've had the ball, we've known when to press and when to let them have it.
That's the Geordie Jones effect. That
it is. No, I'm not. Whatever happens here, I think the highlight has to be Solskjaer saying the quiet part out loud, saying that we've done good since Jones came in. Did you see that bit?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Brilliant. Every time Brucey gets asked about Graham Jones coming in, he just looks away from the camera and kind of goes, "Oh."
I've seen that one when the pre-game press conference. I think that was like a couple of weeks ago. Well, I just try not to listen to fucking Steve Bruce's press conferences. I'll listen to hear the team news so I can do lineup predictions, make notes on who's in, who's out. Other than that, I've got knee and just listening to the bloke. He's full of absolute posh.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way he could have helped us execute that performance so far. Not a chance. There's too much. There'll be too much thought going into it.
Fucking Graham Jones, man. Who would have thought? It's like no one even wanted him in. Like everyone was like, why are they getting fucking Graham Jones into the game with the other line of Steves? We're getting fucking Bournemouth's co-manager to join our long list of co-managers, but without them, we'd be more fucked than we already are because we wouldn't have got them. We wouldn't have got them wins against Everton and Southampton. Simple as that.
I mean, I guess if you put him as a number one, I think he'd be well and truly exposed. If you just ask Luton fans, about him. Anyway, speaking of Bournemouth, I mean, they literally appointed Woodgate today.
Did they? Is he getting the job permanent?
I think till the end of the season.
Fucking hell.
But it's crazy because Bournemouth at the minute they've got money as.
Miggy's having such a good game. Like that was class there.
He is.
Right, gents, I'm popping off. I'm going to get some tea.
Right, no worries, mate. Have a good night.
I'll see you
later on if you've got time. Right, no worries, mate. See you in a bit.
Ta-da.
Was that Shelby there just before?
I had a pop. Like he's in loads and loads of space, but he literally just doesn't even.
How many chances?
Takes a push and just whacks it from about 35 yards.
Can someone tell him that his brilliant moment of brilliance that once every few months passed during the Palace game?
You know what I've seen the other day? I think I was watching Premier League years. And remember his goal, I think it might have been against Stoke, maybe. It was like Swansea against Stoke, where he scored like a half volley from the halfway line.
Oh, yeah.
That came up on Premier League years. I was like, fucking hell, where's that been?
Oh.
I missed that John Joe Shelby. I'd like to have him back.
But I think there's a reason why Swansea was still keen to let him go as well.
Sends James for a hot dog.
Oh, Wan-Bissaka. I think at this moment we just got to hope him or Almiron, anyone can just prop up with the moment of brilliance because we're gonna need them if we're gonna.
It's like what I was saying in the first half, like especially like the speed going up against Lindelof and Maguire. They're absolutely there for the taking. If we can get Miggy down the middle, I don't even know where he's playing now. Is it still the same Miggy down the middle with Joey on the right?
I think so. Yeah.
Got a free kick there. Willock match with a push on Willock.
Yeah, Matt. You know what our midfield has done well against those two.
Yeah, I really like Joe Willock. I like when we first
Yeah.
got him in, I wasn't really sure about it. Like, I probably would have rather have had Maitland-Niles brought in, but Joe Willock's been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I guess you don't know what he's going to be like because the fact he couldn't get, I guess. Ooh.
I'm just seeing that I'm a little bit behind. It's Maggie to whip it in on it. Shelby dinks it in.
The game was. Yeah, the game.
Oof, Maxi testing again. Yeah. He's having a good game, like in that aspect. So Maximin, he's not really getting involved as much as I would have liked him to have, other than that little bit skill that sent Dan James for hot dog. But he's shots from the edge of the box have been good, and obviously he got that goal. So good to see that involvement from him.
Hey, if these Wonder Moms can win us the game, then do it. Definitely. Do it. Take as many pot shots as you want, because you're going to get more joy than Shelby, aren't you?
Oh God, I see. Like the stats there, 8 to us in attempts to their 5. We've had 5 on target. They've only had 2. So you've had as many on target as they've had total attempts.
Oh, yeah, and it just shows the game plan so far is actually working.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Would you be happy with a point here? Because they've had a few. I think they've had 3 draws in the last 5 games.
You know what? Generally, we'll take what we can get, but I guess the thing is, a draw against a side we didn't expect to beat. Obviously, that buys Bruce more time, and then given that we've got a run of games coming up that we actually need to win, and that we're expected to take more of an impetus. Like Wolves, they've been very shabby to say the least all season.
No.
West Brom, Allardyce, we don't usually do well against teams managed by him, and obviously. But we saw in that Palace game that when that second 45 minutes came, we ran out of steam. We just lacked ideas in general, and that's with Wilson in the team as well. I think the real test will come: can we break these teams down without Wilson? And obviously, only time will tell on that front.
Do you think we can get anything out of Wolves? Because I think they've won their last 2, but they were on a shite run before that.
Yeah, well, I mean, watching their game, I think they were good for the first 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But then Leeds really could easily have got something from that game.
Yeah.
In that second. Oh.
Lascelles wins it at the back. It's a sloppy pass from Rashford. Lascelles drives forward with it, plays it out to Joe Linton on the right into Willock.
Have you got it on a stream like?
It's on Sky Go.
Oh, right.
I think I'm usually about 10 seconds behind.
It looks like it.
So Maximin loses it on the edge of the box. He's claiming a free kick, but they're not getting it. Man United can counter here. Dan James starting. Fucking hell, didn't expect that.
I know. Has he played many times for them?
Oh, I don't know. I think he played the other day. I think he scored. Did he score against Sociedad the other day?
Probably.
Yeah, it's just like plays like the European games and the cup games, or he gets like a 10-20 minute run out if it's not really that too important in the league. So at the same start the game, unless Solskjaer's probably taking the piss and be like, well, it's only Newcastle, might as well get a run out, lad.
I mean, they're going on like they've not dropped points against Sheffield United, West Brom, Everton
and Arsenal,
Liverpool.
Fucking hell, what's going on with Liverpool at the minute? Like
they're losing at home, Moyes Man United style. I mean, that's what. I mean, you remember in that season where Man United under Moyes just lost at home to everyone all of a sudden.
Yeah.
To be fair to him, he's done a cracking job at West Ham.
Oh, mate, he definitely has. I was talking about that the other day with people. Like at the start of the season, I tipped West Ham to go down because they started, they finished last season bad, That pre-season was
tur-
awful.
They were in turmoil, weren't
good
they?
players. They didn't really sign many good players, and I just had no faith in David Moyes. I thought he was a shit manager.
Wasn't there like a huge rift between Moyes and the board as well when they sold the England?
Yeah.
But then there was that
Mark
opening
Noble
day.
came out and slagged them off.
It's crazy. No, you know what? I think anyone taking over from Fergie in that job was fighting a losing battle.
Oh, 100%.
And obviously, he didn't do brilliantly in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Mackham job, I think he just threw in the towel as soon as he realised he was getting duped.
Yeah. Can't blame him. No one else to manage that.
Whoa! A landmark's happened. Fraser and St. Maxwell's playing together.
No way. Fucking hell. Who's come off? Julian?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Fucking hell.
Aye. Just as well, like.
Well done, Brucey. Good change there, lad. What minute is it? 55th minute now. Jesus.
That's something.
Isn't it? Well done, Brucey.
Yeah,
come on, Fraser. Fucking get in, sunshine. We need this.
Oh. I think ideally we need the win.
Oh, 100%. You can't just like a point's nice. You got Man United away at Old Trafford. We've got one win there in 36 games or whatever that was we said before. But when you're in a relegation battle, 1 point's great. But you need to start getting 3.
You know what it buys, and obviously of course it buys more time for Bruce against sides that we really need to pick up wins from.
Yeah.
And we're just praying that there's a 50-50 chance we might perform like tonight, or we might not perform at all, like at Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double-edged sword, and that. Oh no! Daniel James has scored.
It's not.
He's been left totally unmarked, just slotting it through Darlow.
Fuck's sake. Matic comes into the box with it, plays it across all the way through to Dan James and loads of space. Where's Jamal Lewis? Got suckered into the middle of the park. Lewis is fucking way too far in there. Why is Dan James in so much space on the right hand side? Where's Lewis?
Look, how many players are in the box there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5, 6, 7 players around there. Just beggars belief, man.
Bullshit, that man. Jamal Lewis is pretty much marking Fernandez. Just completely forgot about him.
Dan James, I mean,
shocking that.
Hello, Randy. Hello, lads. That's not a good time, is it? I tried to jump in when Fraser came off the bench, and obviously jumped in when Man United just took the lead.
Why is he in so much space? Why is Jamal Lewis in the middle of the park, standing in the fucking penalty area?
First thing I thought again, it's just a lapse in concentration yet again by Jamal Lewis, unaware of his position every single time, man.
I don't know what you think, but I think he's played that little bit better lately compared to what he was at the start. But yeah, he's still liable to those lapses of concentration.
He's definitely looked better since Graham's came in, but there for me, again, he always gets sucked into the middle of the park. He always gets sucked into where the action is. Stay on your man. Like obvious Dan James, man. You know what I mean? Dan James is going to score against us. It's a shame now because I think Brucey was really positive in that substitution there. It was quite early as well. He normally waits for about 20 minutes to go. He brought him on with a good half an hour plus to go, Fraser, instead of Joelin on and then we'll go and concede.
You don't think Will Graham was in his ear? You don't think Will Graham was in his ear to make that change?
Well, Graham was in Fraser's ear once he was on the sidelines, wasn't he? Bruce knew what he was saying.
It begs the belief, man, doesn't it? Why is Graham Jones literally doing all the work? Like, where is Steve Bruce?
What does Bruce get paid for? Do you know what I mean?
It's absolutely shocking, man. Can't believe it.
Being the club mascot.
Might as well be. Put the fucking Monty the Magpie kit on.
I think Monty or Maggie are gonna have to get laid off at this rate.
But I mean, Gunnosaurus or whatever he's called, Gunnosaurus Rex got laid off, didn't he? Brucey can be Gunnosaurus.
Yeah, someone's got to pay for all the wages for the fucking 49 co-managers we've got.
Marshall with a shot there, stopped by Darlow.
Yeah, good save. What I mean, I guess to be fair to Darlow, I guess you couldn't do too much about that second goal.
Not from that close range. Not when it starts happening that quick.
No. But I think it's silly because I think we should generally. I think if your best players are available, play them. That includes the goalkeeper.
Right. We're getting sucked right into a relegation battle now. We need experience. We need the Braff guys in national player.
We do.
Been in the league for years. But,
yeah, and I think obviously I've said in past fan cams that since the Braffkas come back into the fold, Darlow has been, to put it politely, very shaky.
Yeah. Just had Pooley on at half time there. He was pretty much saying the same thing. I think since the Bravkas come back into the fold, Darlow's been looking over his shoulder. Like he's been trying a bit too hard. I think just making like simple mistakes like he did against Arsenal and against Aston Villa.
You know, I said after, you know, I said during the Southampton game on social media that, you know, Dubravka needs to come back in. You know, Darlow's been very shaky, and you know, I got stick for it. But I think to be fair to Darlow, he's done a good job as second choice.
Oh, 100%. Nice.
No, without a doubt. But at this, you know, certainly at this stage in the predicament we're in, there's absolutely no room for sentiment. It's that simple.
No, Bruce is getting too caught up in that whole loyalty thing, especially when the news is coming out that obviously Dubravka's unhappy being on the bench. Of course he's going to be unhappy on the bench. He's got the Euros to come this summer. He's got years and years. I mean, if Bruce is going on about loyalty, Darlow's given with 6 good months. Dubravka's given with about 2-3 good years.
Sorry, you just put Bruce and loyalty in the same sentence. That just made me laugh there. given the way he's treated his past clubs.
Given that he's played for managed every single rivalry from the Midlands to the North Side.
And given he left his last club in the lurch during a pre-season, just before the new season was starting.
28% possession there in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And do you know, there's now at the start of the second half, I thought we looked decent as well. We're still getting in around the box. Man United were there to take them. Man United looked way off the boil the night line. They've had no fluidity, they've had no tempo to the play.
No.
How many times have we said that this season though? Like when we're losing games or have lost games, like saying like the other team weren't that good. Like they're barely getting out of second gear, but still losing games to concede fucking loads of possession.
But isn't that partly why we've won some of our games as well, especially last season?
Cells is kicking off.
Cells was kicking off during the week now, wasn't he? Obviously, news broke that there was a bit of a dressing room bust-up going on behind the scenes at Chelsea. Pasty, we discussed this in the last watch-along, but is he the right man to captain this club? Or who would you have with the armband?
It's a good question because, I mean, isn't Shelby like the vice captain or something?
Which is outrageous.
Yeah, there you go. And there's the problem, isn't it? There's the problem. And anyways, when I hope during that inquest Lascelles had a word with himself as well, because he hasn't been good enough for months. I mean, especially when he's come against players that he's come against faster players, he's just been left wanting a lot of the time. Yeah. I mean, I can particularly remember in this it happened a couple of times during this fixture. Oh, I thought Darlow let that slip, but he just caught it. Long range effort from Rashford.
Look, mate, it's crept underneath him for a minute there, didn't it?
Yeah.
My issue is just a massive lack of leaders. I think Lascelles probably like he's got the balls to say it how it is. That's why Rafa gave him the captaincy, because like he was a young lad and he came in and he says like, I'm not here to make friends, like I want to win games, like blah blah blah, like that's what you want. That's what breeds leaders. But like everyone else, like he's just not good enough as a player to be a starting 11 player. For the majority, he's good.
But have you seen his body language lately?
Well, there's just everyone else. Like, is Shelby a good enough captain? Nah. Maybe you're looking at Hayden.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Hayden.
Hernandez is a good captain, but
I would say Isaac Hayden's the stand-up one, and for what he offers every week, he's a 7 or an 8, and he really.
Yeah. I mean, without him, our midfield is found wanting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Without, I mean, if you leave Shelby and Hendrick to their own devices.
But you don't really know what he's like on the field, though. Like, is he vocal enough? Or, like, will he like make you step up your game to the next level? Like, yeah, he's good and he's starting 11 quality, but like you don't really know what he's like. Like, how vocal is he? Can he lead the team? Give them that
I think he's just generally. He's one of them humble, down to earth kind of players. I mean, I don't know if I told you this, but when after Watford away a couple of seasons ago, I think it was when we drew 1-1. We actually met Hayden at Watford Junction Station. I actually spoke to him for a bit. He had a lot of time for fans.
Yeah.
We nearly got a fan cam with Hayden, didn't we? Get Burnley away when he was in the background.
Remember back in the day when we go to the bars, we see him. Wait, where was it? Was it in it was like Filthies? I think maybe it's before it was Filthies. Like we were sitting outside like on a summer sunny day, and he walked past her.
Aye, them were the days.
Aye.
"24 minutes left for Newcastle to try and get a result out of this game. Still 2 changes that we could make."
Hey, if only we got a decent backup striker, eh?
Fucking hell. Mate, plenty though. Carolyn, Gale, Joe Linton, I don't know. I've got fucking plenty, man.
Gale out of all of them is probably the best one of the lot. I mean, Carol's
I can't wait for Carol to come on the 84th minute.
Give away fucking 9 free kicks.
You know what? Why don't we just cut to the last game of the season where we play Fulham, winner takes all?
Because we'll lose.
Oh God, yeah.
Last man stand.
They want like a playoff situation like that. Fucking hell, we'll get and do.
That's Newcastle on the break, yeah. Craft.
Nah, Gay got that easy.
It's Fraser, left foot, easy save.
Yeah. I guess at this stage we just got to hope we don't run out of ideas like we did in that Palace game.
I think we ran out of ideas 18 months ago, and Bruce came in. To be honest with you,
true. Yeah. I mean, you know what set the tone? Remember that Arsenal game we watched at Aspers?
No,
the first game.
That set the tone, didn't it? Near enough. I mean, when he put Jetro Willems on, and then there was like proper confusion about the positioning. I mean,
Willems made a mistake there, didn't he?
Because he didn't know where he's been. Left mid, left wing striker.
Okay,
that was an awful
place in the box. They out stupid. Away.
That Brucey debut just summed up what the next 2 years are going to be like: pissing, doing, lifting, knee possession, knee chances.
It was awful, wasn't it? Horrible day.
Horrible.
And it was against the piss poor Arsenal side as well.
That was the boat, wasn't it? The boat.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yes.
What had that was it?
Had that nice bacon stotty. That was probably the highlight.
What are you doing now in Dubai, man?
And that River Thames rain like. It wasn't River Thames, actually, was it? The River Thames Craven Cottage. That was the boat party. Like.
No, that was the one. At least it was sunny. It was fucking lush. I got bent to flood.
That was like being in Dubai. That lovely weather.
Mason Greenwood coming on.
Just what you want to see, that, like, innit?
Lovely stuff. Martial's been quiet, hasn't he?
No,
I've completely. I mean, since early doors, I've kind of forgotten he's playing.
He had one shot straight at Darlow, but I'm sure Greenwood scored against us last year at Old Trafford, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
One of the four.
We were level. It's funny because we were level on points at the time as well.
Mm-hmm.
We should have won that game, man.
It's typical. Bruce just gone 1-0 up, and like that'll do, lads. Don't worry.
Should have been about 2 or 3 by half time, but.
Yeah, it was not too dissimilar to when it was my last visit to Old Trafford in corner. They've got a corner there. No, my last visit to Old Trafford was not too dissimilar to that one, actually. It was the first season back under Rafa, where Dwight Gale put us ahead, and we actually looked half decent for 20-25 minutes. But then, to be fair, their quality showed in the end. I mean, Lascelles was injured for a bit, and Lejeune was just finding his feet, and we had Rob Elliott in goal at the time.
It's cracked with a bill, Renty? Are you getting kicked out or what?
I had to pay the bill pretty early because it was the last orders. Now the bar's closing at 1:45, so I'm probably going to miss the last 5 minutes of the game.
Probably just as well.
Yeah.
You'll miss Big Andy coming on scoring the equaliser, I mean.
Oh, I didn't say that. I'll be good if it is. Can't say it though. But I'm probably going to have to leave about 1:45, so it'll be alright next week it's 8 o'clock, isn't it?
Against Wolves.
Yeah, it is.
Should be in the bottom by then. Or should be sorted.
The early one. I think we've got like a 12 o'clock game coming up, haven't we?
Yeah, West Brom.
I'm all for the early games. Like, so if that's 12 o'clock your time, that's about 4 my time, so that's ideal.
That's the one. That's the one on Prime, isn't it?
I don't know what you're on.
I think it is.
We just shouldn't be in the position we're in, should we?
Not a chance. Well, to be fair, we fucking deserve to be where we are. The longer we've got Mike Ashley at the helm and keeping Steve Bruce in the job, we fucking deserve it.
It's just mental how you can just not learn from previous mistakes.
No.
Like I say, if we can see it, everyone else can see it. But them like that, war flags that actually see your face 3 times in a row. It's going to be if we go down 3 times in a row. He hasn't fucking realised.
And we've had a few close runs in other seasons as well. Like the season after we finished 5th, that one under John Carver.
Reckon Steve Bruce will be in the job if we get relegated. I think you will.
I think you will.
It wouldn't be beyond them to do something stupid like that, would it?
I think that was the initial plan in the first place. Like, I think Mike Ashley was prepared to get relegated. Therefore, get Steve Bruce in for 3 years. You'll get relegated, but you'll get back up. Then we'll look for someone else.
Despite the fact he threw away promotion with the most expensive squad in the league, and then got dispensed with not long into the following season, and Villa are actually better off without him.
Oh, fucking hell, Misha. I didn't think Dean Henderson was Dean Smith. I didn't think Dean Smith was going to be the guy for Villa this season. Like, I didn't think they would have that good of a year because of him. But
penalty to Man United, penalty.
Oh, it would be, wouldn't it? Oh, it's late as out. Was that him?
No, it was Willock, I think.
On Rashford.
Okay, let's see. Problem is, you just don't go in like that. You go in like that. It is.
That's not a penalty. That's not a penalty for me.
Is VAR going to check it?
Probably not. Not for Man U anyway.
Yeah. Does he make contact there?
I don't think it.
If it is, it's not a great deal, is it?
Oh, he makes a meal of that.
Yeah. But
Bruno, though, I've got Bruno in my captain in my fantasy team, so it's
That's
off.
going to be the only consolation.
thing is, if you're going to go in like that in the penalty box, you're going to risk the play. Yeah, Bruno scored. That's you know, whether we like it or not, that's the case.
Bruno doesn't miss, does he? That's 3-1.
No, well,
to be fair,
wait, he did the last time. He did the last time
against Darlow. Bollocks, man.
Got the ball manager. Yeah, Wayne is up. He's a Man United fan.
Oh. I just in your Todd like Renty.
Aye. 3-1, 50 minutes to go. That's game over, innit, boys?
Yeah.
Just. It's a shame because he's had a good one, Willock.
Has he been good today? Because I haven't seen much of him, to be honest. Like, what's he been at today?
I think he's been all right. Like first half, especially. Like it's just been typical Steve Bruce second half performance. Like came out well, but it's been fucking boring, isn't it? They just haven't really been in the game. Forward, I haven't really seen Fraser. Fraser had 2 decent efforts in a split second, 20-second period. But
that third goal was going to be huge on it.
Yeah.
We were just hoping to click onto a 1-1, weren't we? Let's be honest.
Yeah. But I guess the other, if I'm being honest, I think we needed the win as much as anything.
Definitely.
Because a draw still keeps everything precariously in the balance. It keeps Bruce in for games we actually do need to get points from. I mean,
Jacob Murphy's
remember how we saw how fatal it was keeping McLaren for his last 2 games against Stoke and Bournemouth. And that arguably cost us the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Murphy's coming on. When was the last time Jacob Murphy played a game? I mean, he was on fire early on the season, dropped.
Aye, it's been frozen out for the last month or so, hasn't he?
Aye.
He was coming on. He's smart to someone.
Oh my days, man. Did that even go to VAR though? Because that wasn't a pen for me. Like,
no.
It was very soft, like. Game's gone. Probably best not to risk.
And it is the maximum. For fuck's sake.
Game's to be fair, game's gone. It's best off not to risk him ahead of the games coming up. To be honest,
that though, like just thinking like the game's gone, like just take our best players off. Like there's only 2 goals in it. 2 goals can be scored. It's not like we're coming back from 9-0.
I think he'll get. I mean, any normal football club, yeah, but this is a side. We're a side literally who doesn't have our best striker.
Fucking hell, man.
even since Fraser's came on, they just haven't posed enough of a threat like ever.
It's fucking pointless making attacking substitutes when we do this. We might as well just put fucking Murphy on as a wing back. Like Fraser, like I've been dying to see him, but like, what was the fucking point? Because we're not even going to get the ball up there.
Yeah, look at him. Look at Brucey. Hands in his pockets, right there.
Fucking
scratching his head, red face. Hasn't got a fucking clue, man.
Prick, man.
Beacon of inspiration, eh?
He looks lost.
He does, doesn't he? He just like scratching his head, going, "Oh, what are we doing here?"
Do you see him saying that we're? Yeah, you mean saying that we're looking over our shoulder at Fulham? I mean, you've just done Scott Parker's team talk for him there. I mean,
who Fulham got next?
They're away at Palace.
Ooh, that's a winnable game, that, you know.
It is, isn't it? 100%.
I mean,
Deal's coming on for Almiron.
Aye.
Good change that.
Then they're at home. Then they're at home to Tottenham. Then away to Liverpool.
Shout out Josh in the comments again. Thank you for that, mate. Well, I'd love to be on the fly on the wall for any Bruce's half-time team talk, because I think it's utterly, he just doesn't bring nothing to the table every half-time.
No, never does.
He needs to go tonight. Well, to be fair, he should have gone after that Brentford debacle.
Aye.
He's bringing on Gale there, you know. It's before you're going to get before 4 or 5, yeah.
Like it was at
Yeah.
St.
While our two best outlets going forward are on the bench now. I mean, if you're going to bring Gale on, just bring him on sooner.
So fucking annoying, this, man. I honestly hate half time.
I know. Yeah, I mean, can we just end these watch-alongs at half-time from now on? Because it'd be something we do. Can I just went to bed at half-time and just pretend we've got a draw? It'd be lovely.
Yeah, what does Steve Bruce honestly do? Like, what's the point in even bringing Fraser on if, like, we're just not going to go for it? Taking some Maximin off. Taking Almiron off. Fucking pointless.
He's just preserving them two for Wolves now next week.
Aye. Do you think we can get out off Wolves? I was past the guy this before. Like, they've been in a shit run of form, but I think they've won the last two.
I think they've won the last two, exactly, haven't they? They were in a horrendous run of form, probably the worst season they've had since getting back on track since they got their takeover. But we should. Those are games when the fixtures get released that you're optimistic you can get points from at home, but on current base of form, on Wolves probably being fearless, nothing really to go for, all the pressure on us. Probably not, but we should. We could, but probably won't.
Whenever I've seen Wolves play, I've not been that impressed with them, to be honest.
No.
They've just been very they look clueless going forward. They look as bad as us, as much as anything. They're just a little more solid at the back. I think Jimenez is out for the rest of the season.
Obviously, Jimenez being out was a big blow. Obviously, losing Liverpool, but how's he got on? Who they signed? The striker that they signed, William Jose. Because I always thought he was a decent player. How's he got on since he signed for them?
I don't know. I think he got one goal, but I think they've been twice since then, haven't they?
Step up, he'll score hat against us.
Probably.
Oh.
Quite surprised Martial didn't score today because he's been a bit poor lately, hasn't he? But
we've just been saying he's been relatively quiet.
Be fair, fucking Dan Jim's got one. So. Hey.
But Wolves is a unbelievably massive game now next week. Nothing less than 3 points is acceptable, but I'll be surprised if we get it, to be honest. I think it'll probably be a draw.
Yeah.
Well, so is the game after that, and the game after that. Well, so is every game now. Every game is massive now.
Yeah.
Who is it after Wolves? Is it West Brom?
Yeah. And obviously it's against Allardyce, who we don't usually do well against.
Must win. No excuses. No excuses. If we lose that, I might as well just fucking relegate her.
You know what? Just relegate us now, because if everything stays as it is, even if we do stay up, we're going down next season anyway.
The way things are going, probably just need A to take over, B change your manager.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a matter of time, and they're actually relegation.
Yeah, definitely.
It was the same after that 5th place season. We were just waiting for it, weren't we?
Maguire just in loads of space, let to put his head away.
Yeah. It's just keeping the score down at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
Just hope the goal difference doesn't take any more of a hammering.
Fulham have got a better goal difference than us, haven't they?
Yeah. I think if we lose and they win, they go above us on goal difference.
Differences with Fulham and Ari, they were crying out all season for a goal scorer. They've brought in Josh Maja, who looks decent, can provide goals, but that's the difference, though. Like they've realised their weaknesses. They've realised their weaknesses, and they've strengthened them. Whereas we've just dillied and dallied along, hoping that everything will be okay.
I think. I mean, what did I see? That Fulham have only lost like 3 of their last 14 games or something, and conceding only like 12, 13 goals. Whereas we've only got like, I think it was like 6 points or something. Where we've lost 10 times out of our last 14, probably 11 of 15, including today, and we've conceded like it was 25 before this game, now 28.
You know what we should do now, just to make sure we steal? Sack Bruce and bring in Parker. And steal.
Oh my god! God, I did a couple. I did like Everton, Liverpool, and Leicester under him, and oh god, there's particularly the Everton and Leicester games. They were just comical. Them.
What's that?
I did like 3 away games under Carver, Everton.
No, I said Parker, not Carver.
Parker. Sorry, I thought you said Carver. I think, what are you talking?
We're not that desperate to get Bruce out, are
No, because obviously if we got Parker from Fulham and Fulham go down just to make sure we're not in the bottom 3.
You know, us and Parker have been through so much together, like the certificates of the Intertotal Cup.
I'll have a bit of that, like, to be fair. Get Roberto Martinez in with his pal Graham.
So he's still a Belgium coach?
He is.
I don't know, is he? No?
I think so.
What about Thierry Henry? So you got Thierry Henry on a bone, is he?
No, Woodgate's got the role at the end of till the end of the season.
Then Henry or not?
No. I mean, I think they tried to get their fans' hopes up, but they've just gone for the cheap option again.
Is Thierry Henry still in Montreal?
Aye.
Yeah.
That's a weird career for someone like Thierry Henry, assistant of Belgium and fucking Montreal Impact.
He managed Monaco as well. It didn't go.
That's probably a good move because Monaco is actually a good French team, but
he didn't do so well there.
No, he was shit, but you know, really makes sense.
Tonight again, though, for me is similar to Chelsea the other day. Just avoidable goals and individual errors.
I think the first half was much better. Like, we actually went for them as we should have, got the goal. It was 10 times better than the Chelsea first half, but the second half identical.
Yeah, I think very identical performance, but in different halves. I think that's what we can mainly take from it. But obviously, as we know, these aren't the games we're going to get judged by. It's the Wolves, it's the West Broms, the Brightons, the Burnleys.
Mm-hmm.
Was that 74 Shola coming on for his debut? Yeah.
Was it?
All right. May as well chuck money. I mean, why not?
I know.
And Juan Mata as well, who will definitely score.
Oh God, aye.
Young Shola, he would make his Premier League debut against Newcastle, wouldn't he? Do it for your daddy, Shola. Do it for daddy.
Yeah, I do it for Thursday, daddy. It's up, Shola.
Oh God, there you go.
Right, lads, I think this ball's closing now, so I'll have to drop out, but I'll be there for the instant reaction and see you again soon. See you next week, hopefully, for the next watch along.
Aye, no worries,
mate. See you then.
Cheers, everyone who's joined this watch along. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll see you again soon. Cheers, lads. Enjoy the remaining 2 minutes. Hopefully I'm going to
watch
the debut goal.
It's definitely going to happen. Put 20 quid on for me. Right, see you later, lads. Cheers.
Ta-ra, mate.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ooh.
Hey, pasty guy. Can you be asked anymore?
Nah. I think. I mean, whatever happens, we deserve what we get.
Oh yeah, definitely. I said that
I mean-
before. Fraser with the ball in.
I mean,
Now we're in the final third for once.
they had one job, just one job. Change the man in the dugout. Is it
Yep.
that difficult?
Yep.
I mean, I was willing, I was willing to give Ashley the benefit of the doubt, not in the aspect of him running the club or whatnot, but he would actually have the self-awareness to know that 300 million or whatever he's asking for is literally on the line.
Mm-hmm.
If and that links to our Premier League status, and if he cannot, if he's haggling over a compensation, having to give compensation for a manager who he literally paid 4 million to get anyway,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know what to say.
It's fucking bad crack, man. But I'm just concerned about who replaces Bruce. Like, I want him out as much as the next person, but I just fear as long as Mike Ashley's at the helm, am I just going to replace him with someone similar, if not worse?
Not,
That's
well,
my concern.
certainly someone not much better,
No.
but someone worse than literally the worst statistically worst manager in the Premier League. Well, that'll take some doing, to be fair.
Christ, I will. I've seen a few comments tonight saying,
I think
get Duncan Ferguson in. Would you take Big Dunk?
if he gives us that temporary bounce, yeah, why not? But I don't think he would leave Everton.
Nah, probably not. Like, maybe for like a first team job though, like a Premier League first team job, he might. I think where he is now, he's
Maybe.
doing a good job with Carlo. And when he was caretaker manager, I'm pretty sure they were unbeaten when he was manager, like about just over a year ago. I think just before we drew 2-2 with him, he was absolutely unreal. I thought he deserved the job based on that, but
yeah.
it's a big.
Oh, look, if you know what's so frustrating watching Everton under Ancelotti, they've actually backed him.
Mm-hmm.
They've actually given him the backing.
Yeah, bringing like Rodriguez in and that.
And it just makes it more of a bitter pill to swallow of how Benitez was just allowed to walk out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And just how the blue, try not to go back too much, but we can't deny it. We can't get away from it. His blueprints, particularly the defensive one, is just gone out the window now.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a period over a few months where there was that blueprint that got us through that last season. But I think obviously last season performances were dreadful and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think the signs of things really capitulating came after Project Restart.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, and it's just continued into this season, but with better players.
Yeah. That was a shit ball in that.
20 more seconds to go.
Like so solid crew.
Put us out with misery.
Fucking hell, man. It's bad, this
Don't
one.
say.
So hard to watch.
Oh God, if you think that's hard to watch, wait till next week. That's going to be painful.
Shocking. No, yeah.
Come on, lad. Come on. There we go. It's over.
Hey, man.
Ah, well. We didn't expect out from it. There was a bit of effort in it.
No, like you can't really be too mad. Like, it's Man United at Old Trafford. They haven't got a good record there. They are a good team. But you just expect more. Like, the first half was decent enough. Going in at half time 1-1. happy enough with that. Decent enough
Yeah.
performance. Went for it.
And
Like,
there was
noticed
some
their
effort.
weakness at the back in Lindelof and Maguire. Go at them with pace. Smaxman
And
was
then-
getting into the game. Almiron was having a great game. Then
Yeah.
just come out second half, like as we've done many, many times under Steve Bruce, with absolutely nothing in the tank.
It's because the opposition actually looks to take the initiative and change one or two things. We just stay the same. That's the difference.
Fucking shocking, man.
No, it's yeah, very, no doubt, very worrying times as it is.
Yeah.
We just got to wait, and just at this stage, we just got to see how things play out.
Yeah.
What, as Brucey said in his pre-match press conference so inspiringly, it is what it is.
Great. It is what it is. And
Oh,
what it is we've lost.
I mean, how can you inspire confidence from that?
None at all.
Right. Good. See you around.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Take care.
See you next week.
Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.
And we will wrap that up there. Well, we're going to have someone else come in. I think Pooley said he was going to come back at full time. That was maybe a couple of us that were going to join in. But unless they come in the next 20 seconds, that will be the end of the live watch-along for this one. 3-1 defeat to Man United at Old Trafford. Thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate it. Before you go, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We're just about 200 subscribers off the big 10,000. So we would massively appreciate it if everyone can smash those buttons right now. And we'll be back during the week for the build-up to the Wolves game on Saturday. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hell out to all the Leicester fans, pricks. Enjoy yourself.